Counselor? There's a raccoon stuck in the vending machine.
That's so annoying. I wanted a snack.
Welcome to Trail Mix.
Our mini episodes from Camp Counselors podcast.
Each week, the stories come from you, our Camp Shady Birch campers.
We want to hear your juicy gossip,
Top secret confessions,
embarrassing and scary stories.
and sprinkle in our sage counselor advice.
Trail Mix is for the campers.
And God, do we love ya. Hey, happy campers! Welcome back to Trail Mix.
This is our mini episode where we read listeners submitted stories brought to you by listeners like you.
Thank you. Welcome back, campers. Trail Mix.
Trail Mix.
We love your hot gossip. We love your stories and your truth.
And your dads. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Yeah, I practically broke my hand this morning.
I hate the way you're saying that.
Okay, well, first...
I wanted to talk about hot dads and the erasure of hot dads, at least in my orbit. Did you notice there's a hot dad on our block?
Who?
Oh, God, here we go. I'm in trouble.
What side of the street?
He's to the right. And he's always letting that kid on the tricycle who just cannot figure it out. The kid's been practicing the tricycle for like 6 months.
Oh, yeah, and he stops and he pouts. I'm like, this kid is kind of in my way, and I'm going to hit him with my bag of groceries.
Have you heard his voice?
The dad or the kid?
Who cares about the kid? The dad. The hot dad.
He has an accent. Where's he from?
Britain.
Britain. He's British. He's uncut.
Okay, see, then you take it too far.
And I take it too far. Listen, we're either going full throttle or we're not having the conversation.
I just wanted to say that I haven't been seeing a lot of hot dads in our neighborhood, but thank God he's holding it down for the block because we don't have kids. So we can't be the hot dad in the block.
Do you think the kid's going to have a British accent?
He can't even figure out the tricycle, so I don't think he can figure out the accent. The kid's been on this tricycle for literally 6 months, and the dad's always like, pedal, pedal, pedal.
Or get out of the way.
And he's like smoking a cigarette on his cell phone. And I'm like, sorry, Daddy. I'm like, Daddy, I'll pedal that tricycle real quick. For you.
Hey, now that's being disrespectful to me, your boyfriend.
Okay, well, tell them your big daddy story of the day.
Yeah, so this is really going to turn you on. I woke
Tell
up,
them, come on, Daddy.
I had a couple bites of a chocolate bar for breakfast while I was talking to my mommy on the phone.
Was it a Hershey bar?
No, it wasn't.
Which one was it?
It was actually one of the candies from Canada I opened.
Oh, so many Canadian campers gave us bags of treats from Canada. And like against everyone's better judgment in the industry, we are never supposed to eat food that is given to us. It's like kind of an industry that like you just can't take it and accept it. Meanwhile, all of the Canadian treats we were given,
I snuck them into the luggage. That's why
Was it a caramel caribou?
It was. It was.
That's not what it's called.
No, it was a caramel Cadbury egg or whatever.
That's kind of seasonal. Easter's coming.
Yeah, I think it was Cadbury. I honestly.
So you called your mommy eat caramel chocolates?
Yes.
Come on, Daddy.
And then after that, I was like, I'm still famoused. You know, I need a little nutrients because I wanted to bring a really good. We're out in a boot, and I wanted to bring a really good shoe to you. So I opened up a bag of tortilla chips, but that wasn't the hard part. The hard part was the salsa.
The salsa?
Now, let me tell you something about the salsa. I thought I was fully prepared to eat them by themselves because I didn't know we had any salsa. But then I found a jar it was Tostinos, which I'm going to be so honest.
Say it, please.
They're ass. Anytime I open Tostinos, why don't they have hot and spicy?
I think it's Tostitos.
Whichever. They don't even
They have a
deserve
spicy
my pronunciation.
one. You got mild.
I can't find the spicy one. I got medium because that was as spicy as it gets.
I think the way that salsa sells so much is because they got prime real estate in the tortilla aisle.
It's so watered down. It doesn't taste like anything. I never get Tostinos.
Tostitos.
Whichever. No, Totino pizza roll.
That's pizza roll. We're talking about salsa. Tostito. There's no N. You keep adding a fun N in there and there just isn't one. Tostitos.
Did you ever notice what I will say, speaking of fun?
Your speech impediment?
Their logo. What was that? The logo.
Speech impediment continues. Come on, Daddy.
I haven't.
We know the
Zach
logo.
hasn't been here for a little while, so I literally haven't talked to anybody but the cat. Okay, so this is my first time interacting with humans in like 3 days. Okay, it's not going well.
I was home last night.
So the Totino pizza roll. No, their logo looks like little people sharing salsa on a table. Anyway, I couldn't open to say I couldn't open the fucking jar. Like my hand was bruising. Like it doesn't look that bad,
purple.
It like feels really, really bad. And I couldn't open it. And I'm running it underwater. I'm hitting it with the side of a knife. Almost cut my finger off. Total like JV moves. So then I look it up on TikTok, as I do.
What did it say?
And well, the first video I watched, this man tried to get me to, he's like, kind of put your hands in like a praying thing. Well, not praying. Well, if you pray with like meatball
locking
fest.
Your fingers over the jar.
Yeah. When I went to CCD, they would call this meatball fest. So I locked my hand over the jar and you push until it like kind of goes up in the middle and releases the air. And
Did
then
that
you can
work?
unscrew. It worked for him. It didn't work for me. So then I watched the rest of his video.
That jar wasn't sealed, whatever he was doing.
No, it was.
You weren't there.
I watched it happen. You could see the thing pop up. It was a jar of pickles he was using in the video.
You'd be great in a magic show.
Why?
Because you'd be like, no, I saw it. It was real.
I'm a magician's dream. I believe it all. So then the second trick, what was the second trick that he did? He said, flip it upside down for 20 seconds. And spank it.
That's so A1 steak sauce.
I flipped it upside down.
Heinz, if you will.
And I think my mistake was I didn't wait the full 20 because I spanked it twice. One for good measure.
Oh, and now she was mad.
And she's like, her arms are crossed. She's like, I'm not opening for you, bitch.
Did you ever get it open?
So I scroll again and I find this lovely woman and she tells me that can openers are not just for cans.
They're for jars?
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is new information for once.
And I was like, wait. Who do you think you are? What is she talking about? So I watched her do it and she said most can openers, not all, but most have this little like thing on the side.
The nook and cranny.
And I had seen it before and I don't know, I thought they just like messed it up in the printing process, the 3D printing process.
Is it the hook?
It's kind of it's hard for me. It's like the elbow or the shoulder.
Interesting.
And she said, you have to run it around the bottom and you have to find the right spot. It's not going to work everywhere. So I'm like, I'm trying my best. I'm being very patient. My stomach gargling.
It's a knots because that caramel chocolate bar is not holding you over with mommy.
I could have had the whole bar, but I only had 2 pieces because I'm skinty.
I don't believe that.
Go downstairs and count them. I put it in a clear plastic bag. You hate when I do this, but I don't finish a chocolate bar. You know this about me because I put it in a little Ziploc bag and you go, just finish it in one sitting because I will eat one chocolate bar over the course of 4 sittings.
Not a Hershey's.
Not a Hershey's though. They won't survive the night in this house, but in this casa has 1 jar of salsa. So I'm running it under the thing. Total varsity move now. Pops right open for me.
All that for some mediocre Tostito salsa.
Well, then you know what I did? I went to the fridge and I grabbed the Cholula Chipotle and the Taco Bell hot sauce and I added them both and I mixed it up. And I shouldn't have to do that.
Was it good after?
It was better.
Well, the consistency sometimes needs a little accoutrement.
I don't want to have to run my salsa through a slotted spoon. That's all I'll say about that.
Why you don't like? Oh, because it's too watery.
It's too watery. I'm like, and then I feel like bacteria thrives in water.
Well, I'm so happy that you were able to just indulge before the show.
Who's a hot dad now?
That guy on the blog.
Ooh. Okay, so should we get... Sorry, did you want to say anything?
No, I think that was a story for the ages. Campers will be telling this to their grandchildren of the great jar crisis of March 2025.
John's jars.
Okay. Should we get into today's episode?
Let's get into today's episode. I have an intensely... What? Wait, this is what I wrote. What am I doing? And I just wrote this. An intensely ration.
Let it be.
An intensely ration that leaves a bed and breakfast busted.
We'll figure out what that means in a minute. I have a camper's confession of a school field trip truly gone wet and wild.
And a camper taking the hot mess espresso.
Let's get into it.
This is a really big secret. Thank God we're on a body of water. This is Confession Canoe.
Welcome back to Confession Canoe.
Yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo.
We're being spooky.
You just stood up to check the cameras and the amount of cat hair on your ass was so gross. I said, there's so much cat hair on you. And you go, it's natural. Yoo-hoo. Like, either... I left. Oh, we're talking about it on the next episode, but like I left the house for like 3 days, and I come back and you're like, I don't even know what happened to you. You need to be under surveillance at all times, or you just start to lose it.
I haven't taken my medication. Okay, so this is Confession Canoe. Okay, compassion.
Yoo-hoo.
Non-medicated. Okay, guys. Seriously.
Everyone's pissing me off.
No, literally, campers, like, this is not funny.
You're being bad, all of you.
Get in the canoe. So this is where you confess and we read it to the internet. Dear counselors. Oh, also, I did realize Sorry, sidebar. I realized
13 minutes and not a story has been read yet.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
I'll wait.
What's going on? Okay. When I previously wrote an intensely ration, that leaves a bed and breakfast busted. What I meant to say, but autocorrect changed without my permission, Apple. You didn't have my permission, Apple, to change my words publicly. Please. What I meant to say was an intense situation that leaves a bed and breakfast busted.
This is riveting.
Did you guys go back to scene select? Okay, dear counselors. Zach, I was listening to your podcast today and was laughing my ass off at a fellow camper's post-wedding hotel debacle. It jogged my memory of a similar ridiculous post-wedding hotel fiasco of my own. So this email came into us, I think at the end of last year. We still have a lot of emails, campers. And the story that they were referring to was when the husband got locked out in his like scantily clad.
It was naked.
Yeah, that's what it was. So that's what our camper is referring to. My story takes place across the pond in the picturesque country of Ireland.
Ooh, Gaelic.
Home of the Irish potato. Just a little backstory here. At the time, I was living in New York City and dating a guy who was born in Ireland. We met at a bar where I was working at the time. After a few months of dating, he took me home to meet his family and experience my first Irish wedding. We met during my peak messy drinking days, and it turns out his too. He is not a planner, so I learned while in Ireland that we had no place to stay after the wedding as the hotel was already booked up. He told me not to fret because there's tons of bed and breakfasts everywhere in Ireland and we should find a place to sleep easily.
Okay. I honestly could see that Ireland would have a ton of bed and breakfasts. That seems like a local inn kind of spot.
Yeah, with like slate on the roof and moss growing on it.
Yeah, and the bed's a little old, but it's wrought iron. So it's like, it's kind of gold or brassy.
Yeah.
And there's scones aplenty.
Scones aplenty. And you know that they're going to be good. They're not too dry. They're not too moist.
I haven't been, so I can't say.
We'll have to get a scone from Ireland. They're famous for that, you know. He was right, and we secured a room at a bed and breakfast in the town just down the road from where the wedding reception was happening. The B&B looked like a one-floor hotel with one man performing all the duties like checking us in, showing us down the hall to our rooms, etc. The room was cute. It looked just like a regular hotel room, so it was perfect for the night. We quickly got dressed and headed to the ceremony. The wedding was a blast. I was pounding Sauvignon Blanc and being swung around on the dance floor by various equally as lit Irish strangers. That sounds so fun. Mm-hmm. I feel like they would welcome you with open arms to the family.
Have a nip of whiskey.
Have a nip of whiskey.
Get your shoes off because we're doing the jig.
And then a rainbow appears above them. As the night progressed, I got drunker and drunker. But being that I was in Ireland, I later learned instead of cutting me off, they just refused to give me wine. And instead I drank light beer. Okay, so they're like, we're not cutting you off. We just won't give you any more wine. Help yourself to the tap though, girl. In the wee hours of the morning, we stumbled back to our B&B where I promptly collapsed on the bed for the night. I wish this is where the story ends, but it doesn't. In the morning, I was woken up abruptly by a man yelling, "What happened here?"
What happened here?
My eyes flung open to the room being completely lit up and the front desk guy from yesterday standing in our doorway. My head was pounding. I looked at the man, then I looked to his left where I see the door to our room is completely off the hinge, just resting against the wall. My eyes darted to my boyfriend, who immediately started arguing with the man that someone tried to break in the room last night. My head was spinning. What the fuck? Someone tried to break in? What happened to the door? How did I miss this? But I stayed silent while they argued back and forth. After a few minutes of them arguing, the front desk man stormed off, saying he was going to go check the cameras. My boyfriend yelled back, yes, please do. You'll see the guy. The man stormed down the hallway. My boyfriend turns to me and he goes, we gotta go. I quickly scamper up and I start groggily gathering my stuff as fast as I can. What the fuck happened to the door? I asked my boyfriend. Did someone actually try to break in? No, he said as he quickly filled me in on what had happened the night before. He got up to use the bathroom and forgot where he was. He wandered into the hall and the door to our room locked behind him. Being that this was a small B&B, no one was at the front desk after hours to assist him. So he was drunk, locked himself out of our room, and was standing in the hallway in his underwear. This was circa 2014, so international cell service wasn't really the thing it is today. So my phone had zero service at the B&B. I asked him why he didn't knock on the door, and he said that he tried, but after almost an hour, I still had not woken up. I don't know if it was an hour, Camper. Your boyfriend seems to be a little bit of a fibber, doesn't he?
If he broke a door and she slept through it, clearly she wasn't waking up on a banging if he had to break the door.
So true. Baby girl, oh my God, she's a heavy sleeper. So he broke down the door.
Exactly.
I could not believe the insanity of it, but he did have a habit of wandering off to pee when he was drunk, especially in unfamiliar places. We quickly grabbed our bags and we ran to the back door of the B&B before this man could catch up to us. Girl, that deposit is done. Oh, I'm sorry to say. While we were driving, I made him retell me the details of what happened because I still could not believe he actually broke down a door and I did not hear a thing. He turned to me and he told me I could never tell his family what happened. To this day, I never have, although I would love to. But I know he would be so mad at me. We're still together now. Married with 2 little Irish boys.
Cute.
When I think of this story, I still cannot decide from that night what's more ridiculous. Him breaking down the door to our room or me being so blacked out, I slept through him slamming his body into a door until it burst from its hinges. Either way, it's a funny little memory for me that someday I will share with our little boys. Sincerely, the blacked out Biddy in cabin 13.
Love it.
Loves it.
I too have a confession, Canoe.
Oh, you do ye?
It's not Irish though, so we're gonna cut that bit right there.
Oh yeah.
It's done. Hey, happy counselors. Picture it. Long Island, 2009. I'm a college freshman released into the world. Our small college thought it would be a good idea to send 25 plus students unsupervised on a school bus to a hockey game. Luckily, I brought my best friend along for the adventure, even though she didn't go to the same college. Naturally, everyone filled their water bottles with the cheapest vodka we could find. Besides the active hurricane going on outside, all was going well. That is until a giant tree had fallen and blocked the entire road the school bus full of underage partiers was on.
At least it didn't hit them.
No, this is gale force winds though. Back to Ireland.
Truly is. And not to like take a dark turn, but trees have been like falling by my parents' house. Like their entire town, I think all the trees are just old and rotting and over it. And the ground has been like so moist and nutritious.
That's so scary.
No, literally, they're just like falling in roadways, falling on cars everywhere. It's scary.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen to your parents.
No, it won't. They're not leaving.
We were dead stopped on the road. No one was too upset about it since we had backpacks full of liquors to continue the party. Everyone was having a fun time until it was time to break the seal. Now, our college could have gotten us a nicer bus with a bathroom, but to cut cost, they got us a regular old school bus, sans toilet. The bus driver refused to let us off the stop bus to pee in the road. Highly illegal, so good for the bus driver. But in order to take care of business, we found the next best thing. A red Solo cup.
No.
We took turns going to the seat near the back of the bus and peeing in the cup and tossing the pee out the window. This was a great system, that is, until the wind took a wild turn.
Oh, God, no.
The windows had been open to allow people to smoke cigarettes on the bus.
Wait, sorry.
She said also illegal, but the bus driver had given up at this point.
Oh, okay, yeah. Everybody's like rowdy and partying. So I was going to say, you're not going to let the kids out to pee, but you're going to let everybody like hotbox this thing with cigars.
He's like, you can't smoke in here. They're like, shut the fuck up.
You're like, what are you going to do about it? The windows are open. How annoying. We're opening
Someone's
school
frying
bus
chicken,
windows.
pissing in the cup in the back.
Ew.
I can't.
Wait, were you allowed to open your school windows on the bus?
Yeah, but they didn't open. They weren't luxuriously open. They were like opening 3 inches on a little like slot.
Yeah, ours were too. In my first elementary school, they opened all the way, but we weren't allowed to open them. They would draw like a line with a Sharpie and they were like, if it goes below this and you're sitting in the seat, you're in trouble.
Well, how else are they going to do it? Well, it was now time for my best friend to take her turn in the restroom, the red Solo cup. As she was pouring her pee out the window, the wind blew the pee back into the bus a few windows up and onto some unsuspecting students.
Oh, that's foul.
There was a loud scream, and she said, "Oh my God, pee just got all over me." My friend sunk into the seat and slid into another seat in order to dodge any accusations. We never did make it to that hockey game. However, the bus driver did inform the college's dean about all of our antics, and each student that went on the trip had to have a one-on-one meeting with the dean. When it was my turn to have the meeting, the girl that got the unwanted golden shower had told the dean about it. I had to sit there straight-faced as the dean informed me that a student was drinking alcohol and one student got urine sprayed on them. It took everything in me to hold it together and tell the dean how horrible that was and who would do such a thing like that, maintaining my innocence on all fronts. After the meeting, I immediately called my best friend, who didn't have to go to the meeting as she didn't go to the college.
Piss girl, Miss Piss, if you will, didn't even attend.
She's literally a +1.
Oh my
Pissing
God.
on the girls. And she dished the whole thing on the phone. The story is one of the top ones in our 25-year plus friendship lore. Needless to say, the college never allowed us on a field trip requiring a bus again. They had to walk. Regards, the camper formerly of Cabin 33, who was banished to the PPTP.
Not the PPTP.
I always forget about the historic PPTP.
PPTP. Okay, wait. I have a couple of thoughts.
Yeah.
One, do we pee? Well, by we, I mean me and my organs. We pee more than a red Solo cup could ever hold. And I learned that the hard way in traffic with a half gallon from Wawa. It was empty, but I filled it. And what other thing? Oh, also, okay, so the dean wants to sit down. First off, this is college. We're at a uni, okay? And you want to sit down and chat with me, Dean? Why don't we talk about how you're using school funding? We can talk about that if you'd like, because why are we not dipping into the funds a little bit to get a nice little coach bus that has a bathroom on it? A tree fell down and we were stranded. You think we wanted to pee into the cup? No, but we had to. Because of your budget cuts.
I think that the conversation with the dean was about the underage drinking and the smoking, and then the pee got brought up also. But I think it was a bigger conversation about their behavior.
Well, I don't want to talk about that, Dean. I don't want to talk about that at all.
Listen, things happen, and sometimes like you have to figure it out. But like, I never want any of you campers to cry over spilt piss.
How long were you waiting to say that?
I was trying to circle it.
Scary stories around the campfire.
Welcome back to Scary Stories Around the Campfire, campers.
It's already been so scary.
It's literally been so scary. The campers, 2025 has been the year of feral. This is feral hog. This is the year of the feral hog. What is it actually? The year of the rat?
No,
Do we
it's
know
the year. I wonder if it's the year of I actually am the year of the boar.
I'm the year of the cock. Oh my God. And a boar is
A feral hog completely.
Oh my God, I love that. So this is the year of the feral hogs because this is yet another feral story and there are photos. So we're not going to post them on Instagram, but I will blur out the faces and things like that because I feel as though you need them to really get this whole story. So they'll be on YouTube, but I'm not going to post them on socials. Okay. Scary story. If you have one, you can send it in to us, campcounselorspodcast.com or campcounselorspod@gmail.com. Let's dive in. Ooh. So she just jumps right into it. So it all started with one espresso martini that ended with about 14 espresso martinis. And add a million different shots to the mix that result in me taking a trip down the yellow brick road. Now, let's set the scene. Myself and a bunch of my friends are all set for a night for my friend's birthday. We're dressed nice for a fun night out. We start at a nice restaurant. That's how it always starts. We're starting out nice, and then we're going to get on our worst behavior. We start out at a nice restaurant, and I have one singular espresso martini. Well, we all know how this goes. I start pounding drinks, and by the end of the night, I'm saucy. We end up at the main bar in my hometown, and it's packed. We're getting ready to leave. Mind you, I do not recall any of this. And that's when we're leaving. I decide to take the side stairs, ... The stairs are painted to look exactly like the yellow brick road.
What are side stairs?
I don't know.
Like a side quest in the bar?
Yeah, I guess. So so like I said,
a lot of stairs in this bar.
The stairs, I guess, these are the
main stairs, but there's the side stairs, of course, and then don't forget about the back stairs.
Well, this is the yellow brick road, and then we've also got, and the regular brick road, of course, nobody takes that one. And why would you when there's so many selections? Because she takes this one, the yellow brick road. And mind you, again, this is a full flight of stairs. I literally take 2 steps and I miss the third. That's when I start my journey down. I do a front flip midair. And had she not sent these pictures, I would have not believed that part. Now, this is what I come to. You know that feeling when you're on a really big roller coaster and you have that pit in your stomach? Mm-hmm. That's the exact feeling, except I felt like I'm either really hurt or I'm about to be dead.
Oh no, that's bad.
So basically she goes on about how she fell down. It was so embarrassing. There's a picture of her at the very bottom of the stairs. And she's like, okay, I thought after that night it was so embarrassing, but I'm going to be fine from here on out. But a year later, she needed to have emergency surgery because the fall resulted in a severely large herniated disc that left her numb from the waist down, and she lost control of her bowels. TMI, I know, she says. But let's just say it was not a fun trip down the yellow brick road. Signing off in Cabin Oz.
Oh my God, that's like really sad and awful.
Really sad and awful, but I think all is well now. But I'm blaming she said that.
Is she good now?
That's what she said. James.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.
Okay, wait,
What a story to end on.
I'm sorry. Let me show you the picture. So that's the start of the night. Can you just describe? Don't scroll yet. You already scrolled.
She's having... No, I didn't. I scrolled to the wrong side. So she's with her friend and they're vibing. And then... Oh no, her body on the ground.
Oh, look at her eyes.
Oh my God, she looks wasted and her body's also in an unnatural position. And why is someone just standing like above her?
Someone's standing above
still,
her.
Like,
I feel
sprained
like
out.
That person's probably yelling for help. Like that's a girl who needed help.
Who photographed this moment?
That's a great question.
That guy in the first photo?
Oh, it could have been.
That diva?
I think that's her man.
Well, listen, guys. You gotta be careful on the teenies. An espresso martini 1, 2, 3, or 4 could be good, but when you have 14 of them,
that could be
head
bad.
For something seriously medical. I'm glad our camper's okay.
Me too, guys.
I'm glad we got the photo.
I'm glad we got the photo too. Don't take the side stairs. If we're learning anything from this story, take the main stairs always.
If you take a themed side stair, it could get really bad. And we can't promise it won't. That's why our camp only has main stairs.
No, literally every time someone takes the yellow brick road, it doesn't end well.
Yeah, it's never a positive.
Like what's her name?
Dorothy?
Yeah. What did she get out of it?
A memory and a realization that the people in her life she really cares about.
I wonder if people in theaters were pissed that she woke up and the whole thing was a dream. I'm like, I read Alice in Wonderland already. This is fucking dumb.
That was kind of the OG, like, and it was all a dream.
It was all a dream. Like, that is kind of crazy.
I knew it was there. I knew it was there. Oh. Meanwhile, she's like literally on 90 milligrams of methamphetamines.
Also, how it must have felt to have been...
Judy Garland?
I'm going to shelf that because I'm going to make it into a TikTok.
All right. Well, thank you so much, campers, for tuning in to another fabulous trail mix. We will be back Wednesday. We'll be back next week. If you want to be a part of the show, please send your stories into campcounselorspod@gmail.com or go right to campcounselorspodcast.com and click the little write-in tab, and your show or your story might make it up on the show.
Yeah.
And with that being said, lights out, campers.